and we're right in the beginning of spring, so I wanted to talk about the wood element and just really start from the beginning. So there's different correlations with each of the elements, and I always like to start with the body first. So the wood element is connected with the liver and the gallbladder, and the meridians run along primarily the inside of your legs, it's the liver meridian, and then the outside of your legs, it's the gallbladder meridian. And then physically speaking, what we cultivate during the spring and with a healthy wood element is flexibility and resilience. So those are the two traits that you can really feel in your body. And they're also a result of the winter time and the water element of building up a lot of vitality. And then as that circulates through the tendons and the ligaments, which is what the wood element is related to, ligaments, ligaments, tendons, and ligaments. So we want to develop flexibility and resilience. And one analogy I like to use for that is the tree itself, which is made of wood. And one of the prettiest things you'll ever see are the redwood trees in a lot of wind, how they just sway back and forth. And not just redwood trees, but any tree you see in the wind. It's phenomenal how you know how strong and firm wood is, but yet it has to have that flexibility at the same time. And so that's a good symbol of the energy that we want to embody during the springtime and during the wood element. So that's more of the physical side of the wood element and what it's related with. And then emotionally speaking, the negative emotion that we carry, that or the harmful emotion associated with wood is anger or irritability. And so then I have a kind of a scale where you start with the body, start with the negative emotion, and then we kind of go upwards and we work with other correlations to work on healing the negative emotion or work on healing imbalances physically. So the next one is the healing color. So green, like all the new buds on the trees during the spring, that's the healing color for the wood element. And we can use that as a healing tool in meditation. And so you'll see I'm offering a free seasonal course for the wood element. And you can just get that really easily just going to adamholtai.com. And right on the homepage, you can sign up for the free seasonal online Qigong course. One of the things in there are affirmations that use the healing color. So for example, you'd feel your liver, and on your breath, breathing in, green light fills my liver. Breathing out, I'm flexible and resilient. So in these affirmations work to ingrain the principles. Let's try that one again. So feel your liver, breathing in, green light fills my liver. Breathing out, I'm flexible and resilient. Okay, and one more time. Feel your liver, put your mind there. Imagine green light filling it up. Breathing in, green light fills my liver. Breathing out, I'm flexible and resilient. And so the course and my book have a whole bunch of different affirmations that integrate the different principles of the elements inside of them. So you might release anger when you're breathing out, or build patience as you're cultivating that wood element energy. And so kind of after the healing color, we work on the virtues, and the virtues are what help overcome the negative emotion. And so for the wood element specifically, anger is the harmful emotion. And so what are the virtues that we can utilize to overcome anger or when we're irritable is patience and kindness. And I talk a lot about those in my book. There's a correlation between the 5 elements of Chinese medicine and these practices in Tibetan Buddhism called the paramitas. And so patience is one of the paramitas from Buddhism, and it helps to overcome anger. So we develop patience with a healthy wood element, and then eventually forgiveness too is one of the higher virtues with the wood element. And then spiritually, during the springtime, it's really a time of planning and building off of wintertime and that quiet time. It's putting those plans into a strategy and like your daily routine, your monthly routine, your schedule. The wood element energy has a lot to do with that, with implementing plans and creating plans. And as I spoke about earlier with the metal element helps to balance the wood element when it's out of balance. So if you kind of come into this spring season and you just really feel like you're planning, you're over planning, you're getting into the details and you feel just consumed and narrow focused in this, one of the tendencies is you can forget why you're doing all this. Like, what's the point? Why am I getting up and doing this routine? You just fall into it and you're kind of mindless in it. And the reason that the metal element helps on a spiritual level by kind of chopping the wood, where it's entangled or it's overreaching, the metal element has to do with your purpose and really finding that purpose of why you get up and do your work every day. And so that's one thing it helps relieve, and it helps you find that balance and really make the blossoms healthy and strong so that there's not a lot of excess energy being wasted. So then the other thing I really was thinking about with the wood element and just this transition from winter into spring, and noting that the importance of patience, because I was not really feeling the wood element energy all that much, even though it's always changing and happening, is that even if you get all these principles and you practice the affirmations and you practice the exercises, really what has stuck with me is the importance of meditation and just taking some time to do the simplest of the simple meditative practices. And I have a whole bunch of these inside. I'm now calling our online community the online Qigong dojo. So inside the dojo, there's this whole section of meditation practices that I share. And the reason I found these so important is because we need to just be with the energy. We just need to have mindfulness, letting all these concepts go. It's good to understand all the principles of it, but most importantly is just to be with the energy and to see what's happening and then responding properly. And I really encourage you to look inside that, inside the dojo, and then specifically to the meditation circle, because there's a lot of good meditations in there. And everything that I feel, it feels like every time I meditate, and I've been doing this mainly in the evening or first thing in the morning, that's when all of the insight comes. And it's not through reading a book or studying something. It's in those meditative times where I'm present with the energy. And so that'll be part of the ongoing 5-element sync that I'm doing here for the next several months during springtime.